Welcome to Jazz Time. JazzTime.com is an online store that buys, sells, trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so our customers can easily choose the best watch for themselves in the comfort of their own home. If you like this watch and would like to purchase it at the lowest price anywhere online, click on the link in the description below to buy it at JazzTime.com. Today, I'm going to be reviewing the Omega Constellation 36 millimeters in steel and yellow gold, reference 131.20.36.60.08.001. I'm going to talk to you about the case, bezel, dial, bracelet, movement, finally try it on, and give you my thoughts. So let's start. This is the Constellation. It is one of the four of Omega's biggest lines of categories of watches. Omega makes four basic categories: the Constellation, which is what you see here, the Seamaster, the Speedmaster, and then the ultra dress watch, the DeVille. This watch is the Constellation, and it is one of their most popular lines. In fact, it's also one of their most plentiful lines. They have around 400 different models of the Constellation, whereas the Seamaster, I think, only has around 40 or so. The Speedmaster has around 30, and the Planet Ocean has around 90. So you can see Constellation makes up a very big proportion of Omega's catalog. Okay, with that said, the Constellation, as you can imagine, is made in many different variations. It's sort of their Datejust, if you will. Omega or Rolex has the Datejust line and then the professional line, while Omega has the Constellation line, which is sort of their dress watch, and then they have their sports line, which is the Seamaster and Speedmaster. And in the Constellation, they have many different variations for both men and women, and they're all priced very well, quite a bit less than, for example, a Datejust, and they're much more accessible, and you can even buy them at a discount at jazztime.com, whereas on Rolexes, almost all of them are being sold at premiums. So that makes a good case for the Constellation. You just need to choose your size, what material, what dial color, etc., and then go to jazztime.com, find it, and buy it. Okay, now let's talk about the case of this one. This one happens to be 36 millimeters. It could actually, at 36 millimeters, they make as small as 30 something, low 30s, and as high as I think 40 something, 41 or so. This is right in the middle. Now 36 can be worn by either a man or a woman. So a man with a smaller wrist or a woman who likes to wear larger watches. It's a unisex watch, and at 36, it's a very nice size. Okay, 36 is from my thumb to my index finger, the longest distance across the bezel from the 8 o'clock to 2 o'clock position. Okay, now that's the case itself. Let me see if I can see how many. Now the case is 36. The lug to lug, that means going up and down, is 39 millimeters. I'm not sure if that's going to mean anything to you, but it does mean that let's say under 43 millimeters, going 9 to 3 o'clock, is considered a medium-sized watch. So at 39 millimeters, it's still considered a medium-sized watch. That's why it can be worn either by a man or a woman. Okay, let's move on to the bezel here. Now the bezel is done in 18 karat yellow gold, and it's engraved with Roman numerals, and it has a as you see, that has sort of these claws on the side of the bezel, and that's sort of their famous half moon claw that they have on all the Constellation. It's just part of the bezel design that they use, which is very beautiful. These little two claws on the side. It's in pretty much all their Constellations, and it makes the bezel just look a little bit more fancy, if you will. Okay, all right, now let's move on to the dial here. The dial is a silk embossed champagne dial with a date window at the 6 o'clock position. And the hands, the Omega logo, the Constellation star, the indexes, all that stuff, all the stuff that you see that looks like gold, it actually is gold. So it's quite a remarkable thing that Omega can pump out so many watches and at such a great price, and even use precious metals for all these parts and the amount of detail. If you look at the hour markers, all that stuff is fashioned in gold. Now you might think, well, you know, at first glance you might just think, oh, it's just colored in gold. No, it's actually gold. So they do a great job of that, and they do it at a reasonable price. Wait till I tell you the price of this at the end of the video. Okay, so that is the dial and bezel, and then let's look at the bracelet. The bracelet is also a very classic Constellation style. It has this steel alternating with gold, and it has a butterfly clasp with a comfort setting on the end of it. Okay, so actually a very comfortable bracelet. And all right, now let's move on to the movement here. Now, excuse me, the movement is a quartz movement. You cannot actually see it. What does that mean? It means it's battery it's a battery run. It's a quartz precision movement with a rhodium plated finish, and it even has an end of life battery indicator. Okay, and how long does this battery last? It lasts for approximately 2 years, 25 months they say. So that's quite a good amount of time. And you know, what are some of the benefits of having a quartz? Well, it keeps the cost down. It also keeps the watch slimmer, and it also makes it so that you do not have to set the time. You just simply pick it up and it's ready to go all the time, as long as it has a battery. The battery's not dead, and also it doesn't require any expensive servicing. Now, on a automatic watch, if you service it, it might cost you between like $700 to $1,000 and take three weeks to a month. The quartz watches rarely ever have that issue. You just simply take the battery in, put it back in, and it's all ready to go. So that's another benefit to it. Okay. All right. Time to try this on and give you my thoughts. Now, I am 6 foot tall, 200 pounds, and I have a 7.5 inch wrist. And as you can see, the watch looks a little small on me, which is why I recommended it for those who have a smaller wrist. I don't have a smaller wrist. I would suggest those who have a, let's say, 6.75 wrist or smaller could benefit from a 36. And if you're up or down from that, then you should choose your size accordingly. And I would not recommend it for anyone who had a wrist size of, let's say, smaller than 5.75 inches. Okay, anyways, the Constellation. So I told you I was going to tell you the price. Well, the retail price is $6,300. We're selling it at jazztime.com for in the low 5,000s. And I think it's a great watch for the buy, for the price. Of course, there's better watches out there. There's also worse watch out there. But for the price, it's quite a bargain, considering you're getting a top brand in Omega and one of their classic lines, and a very timeless watch, and very robust, and it can be worn in almost any situation. I could imagine a woman wearing this watch with a nice dress, or a man with a smaller wrist wearing this watch in a very classic setting. So, and all of that in a price point that, you know, is not really going to break the bank. You know, it's not cheap, but it's certainly not gonna, you're not gonna have to take a loan on your house for this. So anyways, there you have it. If you like this Constellation, go to jazztime.com to purchase it at the lowest price anywhere online.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to model as seen in video, click on it, and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in JazzTime, plus the brand, model, and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.